What's up, guys? Welcome back to In Totality. I'm your host, Megan Ashley, and I'm here kicking it with Jay and Jordan. The podcast you guys have all been asking for.
This is
Hut
crazy.
headquarters. Here we go.
This is unbelievable.
Jay feels pissed. He's probably mad as he's on the camera, but welcome, guys.
Hey, glad to be here. Appreciate you.
This is what's crazy is that these are the two people who run my life. These are actually my bosses. Isn't that right, Jordan?
That's right.
Jordan runs my entire life. Jay tells me where to go and what angle we're shooting from and what to say. And these are the people who, in all seriousness, have been my support. Support is like an understatement. I feel like my right hand, my left hand, my spine, my brain, my eyes, my ears, they have been just my help. And I'm just so thankful for the two of you. You guys are my besties and the two people that just mean the most to me. And I'm so excited you guys are on the pod. I know you guys hate this, but thanks for coming.
Well, that means a lot, and that you are just as appreciated for sure.
Thanks.
You know, I'm glad to be a part of the journey.
Yeah. Jordan. Jordan's like, I'm here. What?
I like being on a docuseries.
It's different.
That's-
Yeah. It's different than the podcast. Podcast feels more like, you know, like, and I don't want this episode to feel like that. I really want people, because so many people ask about our relationship and our dynamic. And, you know, I feel like when people see me, they see you guys, you know, like if you see me, you're going to see Jordan and Jay. If you see Jay and Jordan, you're probably going to see me. And that's just how we are. We really are like a family, like in the real way, not in the way that everybody says they are.
That's true.
On social
Definitely.
media.
Blood couldn't make us any closer.
I mean,
we're closer than some blood. Because, I mean...
we know each other in ways that, like,
yeah,
I don't know. And maybe we should start from kind of
the beginning
of how we kind of got here. So I've really got to know both of you guys at the same time, in different spaces, but all around
same
the same
era.
Yeah. Same era. For sure.
It was the era.
For sure, era. For sure, same era. We definitely got to know each other in the same era. So, and Jay and I spent a lot of time traveling.
Yep.
And supporting somebody else and their journey and their business. And, you know, we were like support team in different ways. Jay and the camera and me doing administrative stuff and just helping out in ways that I could. And Jay and I got to spend some time together just in different cities and just like walking the streets and sitting on steps and sitting on stoops and just talking about life. And we got to know each other really well during that time. And then Jordan and I met, and she was just like this little baby. Like that's what we called her, Baby Jordan. That was her name, Baby Jordan. And she was just this little baby that, you know, she was bad, but she was so sweet.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And then in 2021, Jordan became our nanny. And
I really hate nanny.
I know.
Because
you're not
babysitter or...
But I mean, it is.
Nanny just reminds me of a maid.
Well, I don't mean it
like
in that
nanny.
way. But it's like, I feel like a babysitter, I feel like a nanny is more prestige.
I know, that's what a lot of people say when they feel like, why do you hate nanny? And it's just like, and I think it's because my best friend, she used to call her grandma nanny. And she wasn't her real granny. She was so it was like, I don't like that. But yeah, I'm her nanny.
Kinda. And the reason why I hate saying it that way, because Jordan, I always say, is like my kid. She's like my oldest kid. And the reason being is because at the time that Jordan came into my life and the way that we were close, I was married and Jordan still was in her kind of, is it adolescence? That would be that? Yeah, she was still in her adolescence. So there was still a lot of like little girl in her, you know what I mean? And And so when you put her and Eli next to each other, they look the same age.
Especially now. It hurts me so bad. Like, I remember when Eli was.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy.
And now he's tall as Jay almost.
And even this is a season because eventually he's going to look older than you and be taller than you.
Yeah.
Much taller.
And it's not hard to look older than Jordan, though.
Yeah,
it's a face that doesn't age. Jordan is going to be 80 years old looking like this. She's not ever going to age.
You think so? I'd be scared about like sagginess.
You're never going
to.
And
I was when we were at Sephora or Ulta or somewhere, and I was looking at like the collagen mask because I'm like, and then when I heard you and Brandy on the phone talking yesterday, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't even have a skincare routine, so
you don't need it.
But she said she didn't have one either, and then at 30,
we'll make sure your skin stays tight. But I don't think
I'll be doing this. So my neck don't.
Too soon.
You gotta start.
Tell them about how we met. What's your, before we get into questions, because we have some questions for you guys to answer. But I don't know. Tell you how we met and how did we end up here? The three amigos.
The three amigos. Well, it definitely started on the road for sure. We met out in LA.
Yeah.
Y'all too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Me and Jay.
I was working behind the camera, and outside of those times when the camera was put down, we connected, and real recognized real. I think I remember our first conversation being in the truck, and we were just kind of connecting over you having a son with autism, and I let you know I had a brother who has autism, and from there we were just sharing experiences, and then it led into faith and what we believe, and the journey just went from state to state. It crossed cross country borders. We went to different continents together, and the bond just constantly grew. And one thing that remained consistent was just who we are to each other. That I can definitely say from the outside looking in, you've been authentic to who you are, and I've made that effort to be authentic to who I am. And we mesh. It's really a divine orchestration and kind of crossing of paths for sure.
It's crazy,
because otherwise I don't know how else we would cross paths.
Right. and that's it gives perspective. It makes you feel thankful in that other era, even with any of the pain that comes with that era. It makes you be thankful because we wouldn't have known each other had we not all met from a mutual place. And so I'll always have gratitude for that, because had I not experienced that era, I wouldn't have two of the most important people in my life. So that will make it all worth it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It makes it all worth it. But what I love is that you guys also, Jay and I had a bond, Jordan and I created a bond, but we were never all three a bond together until last year. But you guys also had a bond. You guys spent a lot of time with each other.
For sure.
I can't say specifically when me and Jay first, but we were
probably 2020.
Yeah, because it was at the Icon. I just remember, it was 2020, because the one time I do remember was when it was 2 a.m. and you showed me the BTS footage of the baby, and we were just up watching it, and I think it was finished or whatever, and I was just up with him. It was me and him, we were the only two, and we were just chit-chatting, doing what we usually do. And I just think it was always that big brother little sister bond.
For sure.
We just always, even when Jay, he left the team for a little bit, I seen him out at the club one time. I was like, oh my gosh, Jay. And I gave him the biggest hug, and I was like, that's really big dog.
I'm still doing what I was doing.
It never changed. I was always watching him edit, always taking his camera. He was always taking, when he had his film camera back then, it would be pictures of me, Chris, and Imani. It was just very, our relationship that we have today has not changed since 2020. Yeah. It's always been the same.
Yeah. I love that. And I love that the bonds that we created individually when God brought us all together last year, when I was going through the worst year of my life, pretty much. I just remember it was obviously in May when I moved out and moved here, and people don't understand, like, it was me and Jordan packing up that house ourselves, just me and Jordan. That was like in my
big house. Like, and I mean, it's 3 boys, so that's 3 different rooms with 3 different beds, 3 different closets, 3 different dressers, 3 TVs.
The basement, the living room, the office, the bed. I mean, it was just me and
I'm
Jordan.
not exaggerating. It's just me and Megan.
Like, no exaggeration. And I remember texting Jay asking if he could help, because we were like, we're going to get a truck. Literally, y'all don't understand. Jordan and I felt like we could do it ourselves. And we did. I mean, there's so many pieces of furniture that it was just me and her carrying it down the steps and, you know, loading it up on the truck. And I think
beds, couches, you name it, we did it.
It was 2 of us, and that was it. And I remember texting Jay, and I'm like, hey, like, can you come help just to unload the stuff? Like, it would just be helpful. And I remember Jay was like, no hesitation. Like, yes, there's just certain time. I remember you saying to me, there's just certain times that you just show up for people. No questions asked. You said the day you move.
And birthdays.
And birthdays. And you
birthdays and moving days.
You said those are days you just show up for people. And you don't ask any questions, you just show up. And Jay came over here.
And showed
up. And ain't left since. He has been consistent in showing up. Yeah. And yeah, I just kind of want to take them through how we became this tight knit from May. Like again, we had our individual relationships. We love each other. We were close, but we weren't as close as we are now. I mean, for sure. We bonded.
And I prayed on this before because I felt like it was coming, like podcast or docuseries or something. I was going to be on here and having to explain like our relationship. But I feel like when people see me and you, they just see like, oh, they have like a cute relationship and they think they know like where it came from, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, I did meet you from that era, but I really do think that my purpose for being in your life is Caleb. Like, God orchestrated Caleb and he orchestrated me. And just the fact that I was going to school for occupational therapy before I even met Caleb, it's crazy. That is crazy to me.
And you and Caleb have such a tight bond. And I think people like, and I explained this to Jordan when she started taking care of Caleb. And a lot of people may not understand or may not even agree, but I know my child and I know how my child responds. When it comes to a caregiver, and especially a new one. So Caleb had me, his father, and then he had a nanny that he had his entire life, right? And then when that situation, when I had to fire that last nanny, that was going to be a massive change for Caleb. Yeah, a massive change. 8 years of his life with one person. That's and we know everyone doesn't get it, but Jay gets it because he also has a brother who has the autism. You know that change for them can be detrimental to their progress. Absolutely. They can severely regress when there is any little change. It could be as little as like, you know, 1 day of a schedule change being off, and it can really disturb their progress. Absolutely. Like they can regress. That's a real thing. And so I knew that I was going to have to introduce Caleb to someone. And I know because at the time where we had to get rid of that nanny, I knew I was still busy. I knew I was still working. I knew that I still had to continue to do what I was doing, right? And so I knew that this next person that Caleb is going to be responsible to, it's going to, like, I'm going to have to force this trust quickly. And so when it comes to Caleb, because of his diagnosis, I believe that when it comes to children like Caleb, I have to almost remove myself to an extent so that she can have the trust, so that he can have the trust in her that I need him to have, so that she can get him to do the things that he needs to do.
He has to trust her, independent of you.
Independent of me.
For sure.
And that is, and I don't think people understand, but like, and it's not easy for me to be so hands off in certain ways. Yeah. It's not like having to be like, what did Jordan say?
Even with me, I'm like, that's your mama. Like, if you can have the cookie, if she said, I've gotten over that,
I respect like her position in his life. Even if Caleb did come to me and was like, I want a cookie, I'm gonna be like, did you ask Jordan? Because that's the person that you were last, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the person who's
the chain of command. And when it comes down
the chain of command. Yeah. Honestly, like during the day when I'm working and she's getting them from school and doing those things, the chain of command, obviously I have ultimate say.
For sure.
But out of respect for that relationship and her position, what did Jordan say? Did Jordan say you could have that? And I just love how like hands-on you are with him. And I think it's just necessary. Like you have been
chain of command.
Oh, I believe that your relationship with Caleb and you being his life has benefited him greatly beyond anybody else who has ever been in his life. Any teacher, any therapist. Thanks. You have literally, and I'm not going to start crying because that would be ridiculous, but you have literally been the biggest benefit to his life. I mean, that kid, like, I didn't think Caleb would ever get potty trained, you know? Yeah. And when you're a parent with a child with special needs, those are things, certain milestones you don't know. You don't know if they're ever.
Yeah, for sure.
It's relatable. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's still a work in progress with my brother. For sure.
And I just, Jordan, she took that on and was like, I can do that. Like, he can do this. Like, I can get him to go to, like, Caleb can do this. And she got him potty trained within like.
It was 4 months.
Nice. Wow.
From the moment she was like, I'm going to do this, he's going to,
wear underwear and
anything that she said, I said, okay. Like if she said this, because she was the one taking the responsibility, you know what I mean? And so like, how dare I try to come in and not,
and it was just like, I know what's going on. Like I don't have kids. I'm only in school. I'm living with you. I don't have anything on my plate right now where I just feel like that's the least you can do. Like, yes, you can spend 24/7 with Caleb because you don't have any other responsibilities. You don't have to provide. You don't have to feed. You don't have to put money on the table or in somebody else's hands. Yeah. You really just have to make sure these kids are alive. So do something.
Yeah. And you did. And I will never I will never be able to thank you enough for what you do for him. It's not even what you did, what you do for him. And what I appreciate though is that your style is very similar to mine, which I was so thankful for, that we're both very much like, Caleb, there's nothing stop.
Wrong. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You're fine. You can do this. And Jay laughs all the time because Jay be feeling bad for everybody. Jay feels bad for everybody. Soho, Jonah, Caleb, Eli. He feels bad for everybody because me and Jordan be like, bro, you are fine. You can do this.
Especially Caleb. Yo, we're not gonna sit here and play that. We're not gonna do that.
Okay.
And I think I laugh because I see Caleb laugh while he does what y'all are trying to get him to do. Where it's like he's playing with y'all.
He's playing with us. He's playing with us. Caleb is an interesting character. Like, we really just need to have a camera on him at all times because he is just a special human. You'll learn a lot. I think we all three of us have learned so much I know you've learned so much from your brother, and it's taught you so many lessons because you were basically his caregiver too. Like
Absolutely.
what Jordan is doing for Caleb, that's what you did for your brother.
Yep. Starting in 9th grade, all through high school. I think I ran track. That was like my first after school activity I did. I did that for like maybe 9 weeks. And then after that, it was, we need you to come home and take care of your brother after school. And no hesitation, I did it.
And it taught you what?
Two very crucial and critical things that I live my life by to this day, which is patience and perseverance, and how the little things don't really matter. The little things don't have to be magnitude. If maybe there's something that it's taking a little bit longer for him to understand or get, that's fine, because you're gonna get there. Your finish line is already written out for you. However long it takes for you to get there, that's your journey, that's your walk, and I walk with you. So
I think Jordan and I laugh all the time because we're like, Jay is the greatest man we have ever known.
For sure.
He is the most patient, the most loving, the most like considerate human being. And then in the same breath, we'll be like, but he is Jay. He is our brother. It's like it really is this like brother sister relate, like the bond that we have is so crazy because it's like we will be so annoyed with Jay, but let a woman come into his life and play around. I swear the quickest way to get me out of character would be to mess with one of them. Like, and especially like with Jay, I just feel, I don't know, I feel like we have to be like protective because he's so sweet and nice
and like it could be used.
Yes,
it has been.
Don't pause and look at
this
her
isn't my first rodeo.
Okay, so tell everybody kind of y'all's experience from May to now. How did we get this close and all of the things? Or what has this experience been like? Maybe not even the why and how, because it is what it is. But what has this been like for you guys in the last, I mean, we're coming up on a year.
I know how I was raised.
I feel like this is about to be the car scene. And I'm so scared.
It's not. My mom, shout out to Nina.
Shout out to Nina.
That's Megan's baby mama.
That is.
Because that's my mom.
We share custody.
But
super
them
cool.
two, they know how to parent. But she didn't raise me this way. I just seen her serve and always be loyal. Like, you're loyal to the people you love. And that's always been my position. Like, I'm going to stand 10 toes down behind you until something happens. But I don't know. When I see the underdogs go through stuff, and this in May, Megan was going through a lot, like with the divorce and then just starting a podcast. But I knew how it was in the home. So it was like, I'm excited for the podcast because it's like, yeah, she's breaking out. It's doing good. And then when everything happened, it was just like, I can't believe this, but I couldn't believe it. But to me, I'm like, oh, okay, like it's a no-brainer. She still got me. So like, I'm still here. So we finna just, thug it out. We finna move the house. We finna get our own cameras. We finna...
The show goes on pretty much.
I'll tell you, there would not be in totality if these two people were not sitting right here. And this one in the corner that's
for
not
sure.
okay.
Kudos. I'll be here and I'll be like, I don't know how... I thought I could do what you do. Don't even know where to go to get it. So I am so grateful for you.
So grateful. If it wasn't for the three of y'all, I would not have this podcast. That's for sure. But anyway.
But my journey with God, this was the peaking. it didn't have anything to do with me, but what you went through, I feel like it really helped with, because I get mad for people. So like, and I act on my madness for people. So to read the Beta Satan, that was
game changer.
That was the first thing I think we did after we moved. Like we read
every day.
And that was the first book I've completed since high school. Well, high school wasn't that long ago. But like really read and understood, it was the Beta Satan. So just to know how to really honor God now, it's like it really was all worth it. Like I'm very, 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 very grateful. It's still a work in progress, but I wouldn't change it. For nothing. Because
we got so close to God. Here. Yeah. We got so close to God that during that time. Mm-hmm. Like really crucifying our flesh. And so we're reading Beta Satan, watching The Chosen. Mm-hmm. And Jay still is coming over, you know, every now and then helping us with stuff and
putting together stuff.
He's like, wait, what y'all doing? Like I don't remember what it was, but I feel like one day you were like, what y'all doing? And we told you about Beta Satan. Mm-hmm. So we got you the book and then you started reading it. Then we started having these devotionals in my office every day, literally every day.
Daily
devotionals every day. We were in my office and we would be in there for like hours just talking about God and what we were learning and, you know, what happened in this chapter and can you believe, I mean, and we would just be,
it's almost as if time didn't exist during devotion time.
Well, because it didn't. Because we didn't have nothing to do.
Yeah, and it was the summertime, so it was like there is no stopping. Like the boys are already here, or they're either with their dad. So it's like
we really had all day to just. Do you guys remember that day that we were in the office and I was pulling out paper and we were trying to
the 360 and the 180,
the 360 and the 180.
Oh, and the
heartbeat, the heartbeat. Yes. And I just remember looking up and I was like, we are crazy.
Yeah, we were.
But I was like, I could do this all day, every day. Like I was so like in that moment, I can still feel how it felt in that moment in real time, like how good it felt to just
the 360 180, because it was like 3 different visuals, but that was really good to like get that off our mind.
Yes, we were all on the same page. And that just felt so good. Yeah. And from there, I think literally from that day, we just didn't look back on really committing to coming together daily.
Yeah.
And talking about the things of the Lord and praying and like, and I just watched all of us, because me too, I watched all of us grow and develop and change like right before.
No, you for sure though. Like seeing you change from house to house, like your personality, well, not your personality, but just the way you respond. It's like, that was a motivation for me to like check myself too. Cause it's like, we're serving the same God. So if he can change in her, come on now, Jordan, you can't have an attitude. Because it was like, I remember just how you were at the old house and like just seeing you respond and really
the bullet.
That's crazy. It's like, not if I was in your shoes, I'm not, but I'm just grateful that I get to be on the side, because me and God would have to have a lot of talks often after the fact.
Yeah, but I think that you guys were a mercy and grace because it kept me in the right heart posture, because I knew I had people that were looking at me and there were people that I was trying to help go towards the direction of God. And so if I'm trying to help lead y'all to that direction, I have to be mindful of how I'm responding. I have to be mindful because we were experiencing things together. So as I'm experiencing it, y'all were also experiencing things on your own.
Absolutely.
And so to be like, I hate the like a leader in that way, but I believe y'all were looking at how I was responding to things.
For sure.
And it mattered. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And it gave license and permission in ways on how you could respond to things. And I hold that, like I take responsibility for that in a real way. And I think that, but it was a mercy because it kept me in the right heart posture because I knew I had people looking at me.
Yeah.
And not only were we looking at you, but I think more than that, we see you.
Yeah.
We see each other.
Yeah.
We truly see each other. I think there's a difference between just looking at somebody and seeing them. Yeah. And I think we see each other.
Yeah.
So.
And you guys were always, you know, there for me to be able to express myself. You know what I mean? And they gave me permission to be upset, and gave me permission to cry, and gave me permission to... All right, guys, before we continue on with this episode, just a quick announcement. Black representation in media is super important to our community as it promotes diversity, challenges stereotypes, and allows for more authentic storytelling. It helps foster a sense of belonging and can positively impact societal perceptions and breaking down biases. Tabitha Brown, Ava DuVernay, Viola Davis, Issa Rae all have made significant contributions to film, television, and media, paving the way for more diversity and inclusion. The next generation of influential Black voices can be found on NPR's new collection, Black Stories, Black Truths. Black Stories, Black Truths is a celebration of Blackness from NPR. Each of NPR's Black voices are distinct, varied, and nuanced as the Black experience itself. In the Black Stories, Black Truths collection, you'll hear stories of joy, resilience, empowerment, and creating world-shifting things out of struggle. Every episode is a living account about what it means to be Black today, told from a unique Black perspective. From Bobby Shmurda to The Wire, Michelle Obama to reparations, there's no limit to the range of Black stories and Black truths. I recently listened to an episode titled The Civil Rights Generation. The show gives a deeper look into the stories beyond the history book, providing firsthand accounts of what happened from the people who actually lived it. Black perspectives haven't always been centered in the telling of America's story. Now, they are the story. In NPR's Black Stories, Black Truths, you'll find a collection of some of NPR's best podcast episodes celebrating the Black experience. Hear a feed of episodes from across NPR's podcasts that center Black voices. It's NPR's Noir. Turn on NPR today and hear a range of voices that are varied, nuanced, and Black. Stories should never be about us without us. Listen now to Black Stories, Black Truths from NPR wherever you get podcasts. All right, guys, back to the show. You know, I think back on when we were in Ohio and we all had gotten into that argument. The three of us had gotten into an argument in Ohio. and I was just so vulnerable in that moment. I was like, I'm just human. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't know what and you guys were like, it's okay. Like, you're right. And it's all right. We're all human. We got it. And like, I don't know. Yeah. We were just, and this is where we decided that we were Consideration Nation because we all were really considering each other and like dealing with conflict the right way. Even like with God. Yes. Absolutely. With God at the center of it. And I just felt like that, like you guys have taught me so much about real friendship and real relationship with God at the center. Like, and y'all, we go at it with each other. Like we be going at it. And especially these two go at it probably more than anybody, which is surprising.
Jay's gonna say I don't think Jay thinks that we go at it, but
me and you?
Yeah, we go at it in
not more than y'all.
Way.
It's just different.
It's just more serious.
It's different.
Like what?
Because Jay asked this question yesterday. He was like, even we first start and she's already out the door, already going to bed. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you think that we're being serious or... Yeah, I don't know what it is. But I feel like me and your arguments are more, it's nothing joking about this. Me and Jay, it's like...
And I think it's kind of like it comes off, it could be kind of catty. Compared to like if we're going at it, it's just kind of like a tennis match, if you will.
It is a tennis match. It's a tennis
and we're
match.
both serving it
up. And I'm like, yo, they will go at it. It'll be like, well, da 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 da, well, da 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 da, and da 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 da, and I'm literally sitting here like, well, Jay.
You're trying to stop the ball.
I'm trying so hard to stop this tennis match, and they'll just be like, bing, 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 bing. But what I love though is that it never comes to a point where there's an offense. You know what I'm saying? Like there is, and I think we had this conversation not that long ago when I was like, guys, I think we're at a place where it's okay. Like we're not gonna offend each other.
Yeah.
And
I was
if
the last
we do,
on board
yeah,
for
that was
for
the last.
For sure,
I can own it.
said I know my role already.
I can own it.
It's like, it's okay. If you got something to say it. Like you're not, but I just love that we were able to like, I don't think we would be able to get to this had we not individually just went for God in the way that we did. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And doing it together. In unison, holding each other accountable. Did you read today's devotional? Did you read like what Now Jay has surpassed us in books. I don't know how that happened.
He read Crazy Love and Driven by Eternity, BTW already. So the next 2 books that we're doing, Jay won't be a part.
I will spin the block.
And no, there's another book that he read too. He's probably
impressions.
read like 2 other books since then.
Oh yeah, the ones that Preston gave him, but he didn't give them to us, so it don't count.
But still, why are you ahead that much?
I've had a love for reading for a long time. And I don't know how else to put it. I've loved books since I was a little child. And like, I think.
But takes forever to watch The Chosen. It took you 7 months to watch 1 season.
1 episode.
Okay. Well, I didn't say that. She did. I didn't say that.
And those 2 things are true. I love books, and it took me a long time to watch that show. You're right. 2 things can be true. So
yeah, hopefully it won't take you long to. Well, no, we're watching it together, so it should be fine.
Yeah, it should
You're
be
all
fine.
caught up. Okay, so Patreon has some questions for you guys. If you guys are ready to answer some questions,
let's see.
What are your favorite things about each other?
Family Feud. Come on, man. Go for it.
Sure. Like, there's no buzzer. Go ahead, since you was quick to. Now you got to answer.
Favorite thing?
What's your favorite thing about each other?
My favorite thing about Jay is his patience and how he does it. Almost like patience isn't a thing. Because yesterday I went to the gas station. I asked him to take me to the gas station, but he was just going to go get some food. And he said the Waffle House was taking too long, so he was going to get Wendy's. So I was like, why are you going to get Wendy's? Like, just wait for the Waffle House. But he knows how impatient I am, and I don't like waiting. And it's like, gas station, I really just want to go home. But I was thinking that, but it's like, Jordan.
So he get his Waffle House.
Right. So he was like, you don't want to be waiting a long time or whatever. And I was like, I got in your car. And he was like, you right. And I was just like, wow. But the fact that you really, because I really wanted you to get Wendy's, but that would have been rude of me. But just the fact that he thought of that, it was like, and he didn't make it seem like, I know you want to get home. He was just like, I'll get Wendy's. I just know Jay. So it's like, why would you want to get Wendy's all the time?
He said, do you always switch up what you want to eat on the way there?
I was like, you always switch what you want to eat? He was like, no. But that's my favorite thing about Jay. My favorite thing about Megan.
Thanks, Jordan.
You're welcome. I would say I like the way you dress physically. I'll give you that credit.
That's your favorite thing about me.
I said physically. Let me get to the internal part.
You like the way I dress. I appreciate that. You mean I influence your style?
I didn't say that.
Okay. But do I influence your style?
It's one of my favorite things about you, the way you dress.
But do I influence your style?
The last post on my Instagram, yes, was influenced by Megan.
It was styled by Megan. So let's be clear about that.
I like your
That's tennis if I've ever seen it.
It's a lot. Like, I don't really know how to put it all into one. I like your relationship with God. I like your curiosity and how you go about actually learning and finding out like what you want to know. And I like how you express yourself in conversations. I won't say arguments, but I really like how like
no, you don't.
You stand on it. Yeah, I mean, until it's me. But like when you be on the phone or like when you really be going out, I'm like, wow, I wish I could do that. Like you don't be stuttering, your voice don't tremble. You just and you be making sense. Like it's literally 2 + 2 is 4 + 2 is + 2 is. But yeah, another one I won't say.
What?
Like, I like when on the weekends when it's just me and you.
I know.
You spoil me.
It is. I do spoil her. It's my little baby, man. I'd spoil her. I'll spoil you all day.
Yeah. Those are my top 3 right now. I can't write a book, but I can write a lot.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Jay, what do you love about your sisters? We want to know.
Oh, you wrote it in my card.
I haven't read it yet. I'm still scared. I'm gonna cry. I'm scared. I have to be emotionally prepared.
Jeez.
Oh, I didn't cry.
Jay got us Valentine's Day gifts. It was so sweet. Like walked in with flowers, bears. Like
it was so cute.
It was so sweet. Okay. Sorry.
Well, my favorite thing about Jordan is definitely how consistent you are as far as your care for somebody. When you care, you care for real.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the circumstances, where we're at in life, that won't change. So I guess that would be the loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the loyalty and where you place your care. And when you care, you definitely have the best interest of the other person at heart, no matter the delivery of whether that's correcting somebody or you should do this differently, or I don't like when you do this. It is not just for your
y'all
own.
Probably have harder conversations than I think I have with y'all. Yes. I think y'all have harder conversations with each other than I have with y'all. I just want
100%.
Yeah. They hold each other accountable. I even think that
you have easier conversations with him than that you have with me.
Yeah. I do.
Yeah. And you got a good sense of humor. I would give you that. You got a good sense of humor. I would give
for
you
sure.
That.
For sure.
I love that.
My favorite thing about you, Megan, it's a lot of things I could list. It's the way that you consider others. And I guess that could go into the way that you love others, because I've seen you love different people in different ways. But that love is also very consistent, and it's definitely from the heart. It doesn't feel very at surface level at all. Like Jordan said, you're eloquent with your words for sure. The way you're definitely a great communicator. But also about, I think the way that you trust God is admirable and inspiring. Inspires. I can't speak for anybody else, but it inspires me on my walk with Christ for sure. And what more important relationship is there?
Yeah, for sure.
Because he says, if you love your mother more than me, you're not worthy of me. If you love your father, your brother, sister, whoever more than me, you're not worthy. So to inspire me to go harder in my walk with the most important relationship, that's fire. That's easily my favorite thing about you for sure.
I'll add that to mine. I love how easy you make it seem to. I feel like you can introduce anybody to God, and really, I mean, they might not carry on with it, but you got that first impact for sure. And you gonna introduce them.
and I've literally seen you walk it out to where you align your life with the Word of God. And before we met, faith was a huge part of my life. I feel like that's still a spiritual gift of mine that I have, but I mean, to learn what it is to even like not only see the Bible as a sword to fight your spiritual battles, but to see somebody kind of show you how to pick it up and sharpen it. It's priceless.
Yeah, that's
priceless.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel that way about you guys, like in the sense of you guys have encouraged. Well, I'll just say this first. What I love the most about Jay is that his patience and consideration. Like, I just don't know a person that is more patient and considerate. Like, you are so considerate. Like, if you look for ways that you can serve, you look for ways that you can help. Yeah. And I appreciate that about you. Yes. I love how you are, there's a family aspect that you have, that you're a family guy. Definitely. And I love the element that you've been able to bring into the house.
Love it.
With the boys and like taking on this position in their lives as another male influence. And I'll probably start crying again, but I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you and just your presence in this home, in my life. You know, I would not have this podcast if it wasn't for the two of you. Like, if it wasn't for you guys in that office being like, and Jay being like, when I say in, you say total. Like, if it wasn't for you doing those things, and both of you like you have encouraged my faith. Both of you have. And Jordan, you are my ace, man. You are my right hand, my ace coon. You are my dog, my confidant. Like, you know everything about me. You know all my secrets, all my flaws, all my shortcomings. And yet you show up for me every day. You know what I mean? Even when there's disagreement, even when there's, you know, misunderstandings or just us being two women that are hormonal. Sure. And you know, poor Jay has to deal with that all the time, but
I'm grateful for it.
He is, because he's so patient. But like how you have thanks how you have you know, just loved me and how you've loved my kids, you know, and how you love them like your brothers, and you know, and the challenges that you've had to overcome because you're only child like me. Yeah. So coming into a house living with 3 boys and having to share, you know, a space in sharing, you know, all of that. Like, you are the most loyal person I have ever met.
Loyal to the soil.
I mean, and it's not like she's blindly loyal. Or like,
clearly.
Jordan. It's not like she's blindly loyal. She has so much integrity for a 23-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, Jay and I are in our 30s. Yeah. And Jordan is the youngest out of the 3 of us. And yet she has so much integrity and just so much, like, I have so much respect for you. And thanks. You know, you guys are just like my favorite people. Like, I could not imagine not having like y'all in my everyday. I just could not imagine it. Even when Jay like leaves and goes home, we're like,
sometimes I'll be like,
when are you coming back home?
Like, it just feels weird. Like, even when I go out and do stuff with my friends, like if like the boys be asleep, or if they're at their friends, they're at their dad's house, or like you're gone and I'm just here at the house by myself, I'll be like, this is really, it feels weird. Like, it feels awkward. I feel alone. Or even when I am like with my actual family, or if I go back home, I'm like, I'm really gonna
kick you with Jay. Kick you with Jay and Jordan, like
out here.
And I love that we have this place. Like, we're in this space where we just enjoy being here and what God is developing in us. You know what I mean? I think that it's just been like the most beautiful journey and experience. And again, watching you guys fall in love with Jesus has been the most rewarding thing I have ever experienced outside of being a mom and having a relationship with Christ myself. I've never, like, watching you guys love God. It
it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen when I wake up or like I drop the kids off from school and I come back and like Jay's in here and he has his Bible open and Jordan is in the living room and she's reading her devotional. Like, it's just like the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. And I am so flawed in so many ways and have so many, you know, shortcomings, but to have you guys say, hey, you make me want to love God.
You did that for sure.
It's just something I just can't like, it's an honor. It really is. Like, to make that introduction and to help fan the fire and be like, keep going. Yes, for you're on to something. Keep going. Yeah. Like, yes, tell me what you read in Romans today. Yes, tell me what James said. Tell me, like, you know.
Yeah.
I just appreciate you guys, and it's encouraged my faith. So I just, yeah.
And what you just said just reminded me of, I think we all went around the table one day on your birthday a few years back, and we had, you know, described you in one word, or what word comes to mind when you think of Megan? And the word I came up with was divine, and I think that still stands, you know, because that God is at the root of it. Yeah. God is at the root of all your decisions, you know, like you consider him in all things, and that's exactly what he asks of you, and that it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And
yeah, this
bond that we have as a trio, just how you talked about the beauty of it, the beauty of us becoming close with him, it's got his hand written all over it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
only he could paint a picture as beautiful as this one, you know.
Only him.
So
so I have a few more questions. They want to know, what does in totality mean to you guys? What does this all mean to you guys?
I kind of have I do have like a literal definition, like everything there is, like the good, the bad, the ups and downs. But when I think in totality, I really think about, even though you don't want it to just be about you, but I was here for the beginning. So I feel like in totality is your life in totality. Like, I don't think the people really understand, like, they're really getting a new version of you. And it's like all of you, and on multiple, like, YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, ads, whatever.
Yeah.
Anywhere, like a conference now, a speaking engagement. It's like, this is Megan in totality. Like, this is literally everything. And the God part is really big with the in totality. I just feel like God and you, that is the in totality, because I mean, you're not making a move without him. And it's like
not
everything y'all see her doing, it's literally because God is working it all out into, like, the heartbreaks that we've had, all of that was a part of the in totality part, but it was because of him. So that's what I think of.
Yeah.
And he was working it out before you let people in on it. Let's just go ahead and get that known too. You know,
sure.
He's been working it out before, you know, you let the world in on what that looked like.
Yeah.
You know, and there's power in vulnerability, and it takes vulnerability to shine light into the personal aspects of your life, especially being somebody who was behind the scenes for a while, you know? So it's not only is this person that we've seen back there, but like, this is that person at the forefront, and this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So big kudos to that. And to me, in totality is, it's another way that God shows that your gifts will make a way for you, regardless of the circumstances. Even in birthing something completely new, he will still provide. And through the same gift that was providing before, in how whatever way that was. You know, it's hard to describe the joy that comes to mind when you can kind of look back in the different ways that he's continued to provide.
To work it out.
Yeah.
Especially over the last, I just can't believe that May is around the corner. Like, it just trips me out. And
I didn't even think about it like that, but it truly is.
I mean, it's almost been a year.
Wow.
Stuff kept happening every month, so the time did get away.
Every month is
it was every month.
No lie. From May until about
I'll say until December.
Yeah.
It's been cool. But it was something every single month. And what I love about what you said is that they're just now seeing, like when we introduced it in totality, y'all were late to the party.
Absolutely.
Lately.
Because we had been thugging this thing out and going through some stuff for months.
Absolutely.
I mean, months, and going through it. And then in totality came. And what you're seeing now is just the fruits of what we have been doing when nobody watch,
Seriously.
is there. And I'm so thankful that I have you guys and that you're here every day and that we share this life together, because you're like having that accountability. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I'm not just living one way behind the camera and then getting on camera and being a different way.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And for all of us, Meg is my witness, Jordan's my witness. From your perspective, Jordan's my witness, and Jay
literally,
is my witness.
For sure.
Literally.
For
like,
sure.
and I'm just thankful that you guys aren't like yes men. Like, if I'm wrong, Jordan's going to tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, Jay is going to be like,
I'm gonna look at you like
he's gonna look.
he's gonna
ask a question.
But you have to ask him. He's not just gonna say it. You have to ask Jay permission to, like, you have to give Jay permission to give his like opinion about stuff. Which I think the last week, I'm like, knock it off with that, bro. Tell me what you feeling. Like, you don't need permission, Jay.
For sure.
But I just am thankful because I need that I know I need that accountability, and I'm glad that God provided it in the right way. Do you know what I mean? Because there are some people that will be your friend and tell you all, just look for ways to tell you all the ways that you're wrong. But you guys, as equally as you guys correct me, is as equally as you guys are, you know what I mean, pouring into me and encouraging me. And I pray that you guys feel the same, that as equally as I'm correcting you in ways, or like, hey, that's not okay. I'm also like, hey, I love that you did that. That's awesome. Like, look at you, and I just love that we've been able to create that, healthy space with one another.
Yeah.
Definitely a heart of gratitude towards this space, this community that we've cultivated, for sure.
Where do you guys see in totality in like 5 years?
I see a conference.
Girl, Jay, where do you see?
Like,
where do you see the
multiple people sitting on the stage?
Global is my word.
We can do that too.
I was going to say global. We're global.
Well, I said conferences.
For sure.
Globally too. Agreed. Okay.
Global conferences.
I thought y'all were just going to talk
for 200.
For sure, for 200.
Keep painting the picture. You're doing great.
Okay. So, I'll use Atlanta because I don't have whatever, but the convention centers where they be having like the big things at. So like the stage, and then I'll give y'all the list of like my 5 people that I would want to see at a conference that I would want to go to. But if it's in totalities, Megan's gonna come on at the end to she's gonna preach about repentance. So then we're gonna have Jackie there. We're gonna invite Preston, her husband, and if John Bevere can, if he can, we can get him on the screen or something. But they're gonna do a little section for the men because that's important too, because we want healthy homes. And then we're gonna I have 2 more people.
Amen. Who you thinking? 2 more people. You got the Prestons, or the Perrys. Sorry, the Prestons, the Perrys.
I want to see a debate.
A debate. Okay.
Jay,
Jay, reel her in. Get her. Now we're arguing on stage.
No. But we are
defending the faith.
Defending the faith.
To who though, Jordan? Who are we defending the
other
faith
people
to?
That are still.
So we gonna invite people who don't believe?
No, we're gonna invite the believers, and we're just gonna help them with the
we're gonna equip them.
Yes.
So apologetics.
Yes.
You gonna need that? Okay, Jay.
I don't mind being on the stage.
Yeah,
with other people.
No, you gonna do a whole sermon?
Oh yeah, 5 years. Yeah. Run me the mic.
Running the mic.
In totality, in 5 years, I see it's definitely providing for a lot of different people. I see the In Totality department infiltrating a lot of different other businesses across the globe.
Jay's sticking to that.
I think the impact is beyond what any of us could even fathom. I think that's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
There is no ceiling. There is no limit. It's like whatever my mind can conjure up where it could be.
Because we didn't see this. I think that's the thing, is like we didn't even see this.
Correct.
We started to see it as it was coming, but we didn't God has already surpassed like our expectations and imaginations of what we thought. And like even like with like the docuseries, like how much I'm on Jay about like, this isn't just my story. Mm-hmm. This is our story. This is us. Like, this is what In Totality is. It's not just, it's not me. Mm-hmm. It's the story of what God does in the ones that he loves when they receive his love and surrender.
Disney
That's
was
what that
the perfect
is.
icebreaker for the docuseries.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't checked out the docuseries, you're missing out. Jay does a phenomenal job at documenting this journey that we're all on. And he's going to do a better job at including himself into that more because that's the direction and that we're supposed to go into.
Only if y'all be so kind to have me.
Oh, boo. Jay gets on my nerves. Okay, top pet peeves, and then we'll get out of here.
That's how we're ending? That's our closing note?
Yeah. No, we got to end on something good. What's your favorite scripture?
Okay, we'll end on that. Top pet peeves real quick,
Go.
I won't go first.
No, you will. Go ahead. Lead us, man of God.
All right.
Deacon.
You have pet peeves?
I'm trying.
He has pet peeves of us. I'm talking about the pet peeves we have. With he has them.
What do I do?
Jordan, what do I do is crazy. What do I do? What don't you do? You're the one on his neck more than anybody.
A pet peeve, that's tough.
Jalen.
Let me go second.
Okay,
I'll go ahead. First.
I'll keep it light.
There's tears. Understood.
Your alarm.
I was about to say, I know that's going to be her pet peeve.
You guys, me and Jay both are in the basement, and I don't even think I'm a light.
It's finished. It has a kitchenette. Do not.
Yeah, it's not like
spacious.
Children under the stairs.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, but I be in my room, but I don't sleep with my door closed because I feel like if I close my door, that's rude to Jay because it's like. I don't know. I just wouldn't want anybody to do that to me.
No, that's so
but
nice.
Yeah.
Did you know that? That's
I didn't.
See.
She
loves you. That's so sweet.
But he be in a deep sleep, and sometimes his alarm goes off at 5 or whatever time his alarm go off, and I'm still asleep. He presses snooze, but
Jay's
that's for anybody.
But Jay's just loud, so let's just make that the pet peeve. Because when he gets
I said
up,
I was gonna keep it light.
Well, I'm just okay. My bad.
My light
because that was my pet peeve
was his alarm clock because he keeps pressing snooze instead of stop, so it goes off every 5 minutes. And mind you, I have to get up at 6:30 every day. Jay doesn't necessarily have to. So by the time
he does for Soho,
yeah,
before she pee all over our house.
At 5 in the morning sometimes. But yeah, I just don't like when he keep pressing snooze because I just got to keep hearing it over and over and over. And then he'll stop it. Then I'll go back to sleep and wake up 5 minutes later because it's going right back off. And I'm just like, that don't even annoy you, Jay?
You said you was going to keep it late.
Oh, yeah.
What's your pet peeve of mine? Don't be... She was about to go. Because I'm just like, Jay, not you really trying to figure out why his car went off.
No, but I do be struggling. Why is it... What's... snooze and stop. Just stop it.
This is a no look stop. My eyes are still closed.
But after the third time, you have to open them and you have to just press stop.
At least you're under the impression you have to. I show otherwise.
That's crazy.
Jalen.
Yeah. And it's such a no look. What I mean by no
she's
look,
saying you have to because you're waking her up. You have to open your eyes and just hit stop and stop assuming that you know.
If I open my eyes enough just to stop it, I'm gonna oversleep.
So you keep your eyes closed?
No. You're not snoozing because you plan on getting up because you snooze 8 times. Whatever you were supposed to get up for, I'm sure you're late.
This is news to me. I didn't know it was 8.
I'm sorry. This wasn't a good idea.
I'd give it 3 to 4.
No, Jay, this last time.
Okay. So what do you don't like about me? Tell me.
I laughed at my camera roll because I thought I was snoozing and I was screenshotting.
That's it. You're just pressing anything at this moment.
I'm panicking because I know now I'm considering you.
Because you know she's about to go in on you as soon as she gets a second.
I don't. It's like,
that's funny.
This is an awful first impression for a day. Nobody wants to start your day off irritated.
She's like, yeah, tell me about it. Do you have a pet peeve yet? You're still thinking? Okay, what's your pet peeve of mine? Not too much. Like, I know how I get on your nerves the most, probably.
How do you think?
My like ADHD moments.
Well, I was going to say that.
Oh, what were you going to say?
Because it's like, that is like, it's like,
keeping you waiting. Like, you hate that.
I've gotten over that.
For sure you've gotten better. For sure you got better.
I don't like when, like you complain about my fidgeting, but you fidget all the time. But I know it's because I don't say anything, but it's just like, you do the same thing.
With my feet, yes.
With your feet, with your nails.
What do I do with my nails?
Like, you're just always picking and doing something. You get mad at me when I clean under my nails.
Because I hear.
I know, but I just feel like me seeing you move and do that, because you don't even like me rocking.
Jordan, because when you rock, you don't just like, I can deal with you doing this maybe. Jordan be like.
You would not be able to deal with me doing that. You're so dramatic. It's just soothing.
That drives me insane.
It's just my pet peeve that you do a lot of things that I see and that I ignore because I'm like,
But it doesn't bother you. It bothers me.
I know, but it just, when you do say something, that's when it
bothers me.
But
you can tell me like you're fidgeting.
And
I'll stop.
I don't, because it really don't bother me. It just bothers me until you tell me.
It bothers me.
Yeah, I know. But it's just a pet peeve of mine when you tell me and I know that I ignore you. Like, I guess it's a pet peeve that I don't care.
Is your pet peeve.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Do you have your pet peeve?
I've got one.
What?
It's super light.
Mine? Of me?
Yeah.
Not you started with me. Dang, okay.
It's so nothing major.
Whatever.
This is going to be interesting. What?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you pick up on?
Everything. He just don't say nothing. What?
No, you don't.
What?
You will let the noise go off in the car because you still haven't put on your seatbelt. But we have to get about maybe 20 minutes into the ride before it's like, let me just go ahead and put this on.
It goes off. It stops beeping after 3 times.
Your car gives up on you.
Yeah.
Volkswagen.
And I wait for it to give up on me. Yes. I'll put it on when I'm ready to put it on.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do. That's pride. Yes, I need to deal with that. But don't tell me what to do. I'll put it on when I'm ready.
I had to have a pet peeve, that would be it.
Because
that also affects what I do. I'm recording and like, if I don't say something,
somebody's gonna say something.
They're gonna say something in the comments. I know she hear that going on.
Okay. I'll put my seatbelt on.
I know she.
That's a bad, like, seriously, I have to do better. It's not all the time. It's most of the time.
For
but
sure.
It's not all the time.
Not all the time.
Okay. What's your pet peeve of her?
She's like, yeah, get off me.
Yeah, get off me. Just hate when you do that.
No. Because
wow, that's not your pet peeve?
Absolutely not.
You should have had one ready.
You're right.
Or can you just not find one?
No, he can.
If I had a pet peeve,
please don't hold your tongue.
I can show him where they at.
Give me all of them.
I feel like this is about to be okay. I feel like this is about to be a conversation in the office. No,
for sure. Because
what you mean by that? What you said.
Or anytime we do it, we're gonna be like, I thought you said.
Right, no, for sure.
Definitely gonna remind you.
Mm-hmm. Come on, we gotta go, y'all. Come on.
Your impatience.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
That's a good one. Everybody hates that about me. Even my mom.
You hate that about you.
Impatient.
You hate that about yourself.
Like, Jordan, calm.
and I'll say this. I think it's not just the impatience. It's when I'll offer a way to be patient, and you just shoot that down because you just want to be true to you.
How do you?
Because Jay's optimistic. Jay's optimistic, and he'll be like, "Well, you could see it like this, or maybe and then we'll be like, Jay,
is that how I sound?" It's fine. I mean, if it is,
I didn't mean it to. I guess I shouldn't have said it like that.
I could be Barney. That's fine.
Barney doesn't sound like that.
It's not Barney. Okay, my pet peeve of Jordan is when she fidgets.
Jay's. Oh, sorry.
No, it's when you fidget. And Jay, my pet peeve of Jay. Ooh, my pet peeve is when Jay is standing around.
Oh my gosh.
And he's just standing there. And I don't know what he needs. I don't know what he's looking for. And he's just like watching Jay from my office, because I can see my kitchen from the office, and watching him go back and forth and then just stand there. I just be like, Jay, what do you need? And he'll be like, thank you. I need da. I think that's the only, and that's like a big sister. Jalen, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
That's
definitely what are you doing.
But Jalen needs us. That's why we're in his life. Right?
I'll stop you when you're lying, sister.
favorite Bible verse.
James 1, 2 through 4 is good.
You said James, the book of James.
The book of James is great, but I just love the way he comes in, just saying, consider it joy, all the trials and tribulations that you experience in life, for they allow you for perseverance to not only pursue, but do its work. Yeah. And then when perseverance finishes its work, you lack nothing. Yeah. And it's like, that's really big on perspective. Yeah. Because we can't change our circumstances, but we can change how we look at it. Mm-hmm. And starting with the first word, consider it. Consider it. Yeah. Pure joy. It means in reality and physically how this feels to you, it may not be pure joy, but consider it. Yeah. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. We love James. We love James. Yep. Jordan, what's your favorite?
I think I got a new one. It's John 14:15. If you love me, then you will follow my commands. I think not verbatim, but yes, that's what it says. Because in this stage I am in now with God and reading Crazy Love, like the whole radical thinking, I'm just going to go ahead and accept that I am a radical Christian. And I
love that.
I feel that way, especially talking to other people when I'm explaining to them like why I'm obedient, because at the end of the day I'm explaining my obedience. And it's like, it's not even because I want to get to heaven, I don't want to get in trouble. It's because I do love God. Like after reflecting and like seeing how he's been in my life, even when I was ignoring him, didn't have a relationship with him, and he's just kept me, it's like, oh, I love him. Like, because that's how I love people. Like Jay and Megan, my love is real and it's very strong. And it's like, once I develop a relationship with you and I develop love for you, it is like there's nothing that you couldn't or could ask me to do that I wouldn't do. Yeah. And it's like, it's not about what I get in return. It's not about what's going to happen. If I did all this stuff and God forbid I do go to hell, I wouldn't regret it. Because it's like, I'm being an image bearer of him. Like if it was all fake, is what I mean. Yeah. But so that's because it's really like, if you love me, you'll follow my commands. Not if anything else.
Not if I do for you. Yeah. Not if I do what you want me to do. Yeah.
Not I'm scared to get in trouble. Not I don't want this to happen, or I don't want this. No. Yeah. I genuinely love him.
I think my favorite scripture right now, I know it's in Proverbs, but trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. I think that's where I'm at right now. So that's, it's really trusting God and trusting, because this is hard. This isn't easy. Like you guys know, because you see all the behind the scenes. This is really hard for me. I don't think people realize like how difficult it is for me to get in front of a camera. It is not easy for me at all. And but I really just trust in the Lord. Like I really do. And I'm so thankful for all that he's done. And yeah, that's my favorite one. But thank you guys for joining. I know it won't be the last time, but they've been asking. They want to know, Jordan and Jay, who are they? Where are they? Where are they? How did you guys get so close? So I hope we were able to answer some of those questions for you guys. But if you really want to see more of our relationship and the dynamic of the three of us and how we kind of live this thing out, because that's what In Totality is. It's understanding, who God called us to be and really living it out in real and becoming more and more like Christ by crucifying our flesh and sacrifice and all the things. And so if you want to see more of that, please check out Patreon.
That's where you gonna
join the village.
Join the village, man. It's up in the village,
man.
And we be talking on there.
We be talking on the lives.
They're always gonna keep it, but docuseries, I'll be a little more slick with my mouth.
Y'all, I'm so thankful that y'all joined us for another episode.
Thanks for having us. This was an honor and a privilege. Absolutely. And a huge step outside of where my comfort zone has lied for a long time.
Yeah.
Which is behind the camera. So,
well, I'm thankful that you're in front of the camera, because you have things to say, and you're both of you guys are amazing people and just contribute so much to my life. And I'm just so thankful for the both of you. And I'm excited for where God is taking us this year and all the years after that and beyond.
We're going places.
Yeah.
Thanks for trusting us and letting us in your home. And at the end of the day, you still have, those are like your kids. So it's like you trust us.
Yeah. Because I don't trust nobody with my kids, but I do trust y'all. But thank you guys for joining us for another episode of In Totality with my besties, Jay and Jordan, the Hut headquarters.
That's right.
Hut captains. I don't even know what else to say, but I love y'all. I love you too.
Patreon.
Join Patreon. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and get you some real friends, some real ones, some loyal ones.
Or if not, just join the village, because real friends are not out there. Like, it's not. People have a different definition of friendship, love, and Christianity. If you want the real definition, follow Patreon. Subscribe to Patreon.
And to the people who are in my circle that are going to see this, you support me by supporting this village. So join Patreon, join the village. You want to see what we got going on.
It's on there.
It's where you find it.
It's where you find us. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Peace.